Tavon Austin on the punt return. Of course, Austin missed much of the season with an injury, just getting healthy in time for the postseason, and a big play on special teams for the Cowboys, 52 yards. The drive, though, would fall apart when Dak Prescott's pass for Noah Brown is bobbled and intercepted by K.J. Wright, who got there a bit early, we shall say, as well, but no pass interference call. Cowboys defense holds. Cowboys get the football back, and facing 3rd and 14, there goes Dak up the middle on the quarterback draw to the 1-yard line with the somersault. Rolled down at the 1, and on the very next play, Dak on the quarterback sneak for the touchdown that put the Cowboys up 24-14. Seattle comes back to make it a 24-22 final, and right now, Jerry Jones talking to the media outside the Cowboys locker room.
For Seattle, their coaches, their coach, we know we played them earlier. We didn't play well. We made a lot of mistakes. We came out here today and didn't make those kinds of mistakes. They can beat you, but make no mistake about it, they weren't going to quit until the bell rung. And so it was a big win. We know a lot of guys in the league don't get to play and win in playoffs. We know that. But this bunch, especially since they're so young, now know that forevermore they can play and win a playoff game as this young team.
Your belief in Dak and drafting Zeke 4th overall, was that all validated in that last drive?
Well, I don't want to zero in on that last drive like that, but obviously we need to run time off the clock, and we need to not make mistakes to end up keeping that lead. And of course, you see how fast they can go away when they come back and score as quick as they can. So bottom line is that I didn't need that last drive to be proud that we drafted Dak or Zeke.
What did that show? What did that show?
Well, he showed he won this playoff game. He took it on his shoulders. He made plays that caused us to get in position to come out like we did. And that's what you want from your quarterback. Theirs lived up to his skill level of what he is, and he really gave us all that we could handle. And I knew that right down to the end, if he got the ball, he was very capable of beating us. And so I like to think that Dak can do some of those things too as time goes on. Well, I just feel good about the team. I think we have improved, and I think we're improving at about the right time. I think the game last week against the Giants helped us. This game helped us. We lost a key player in 17 out there tonight for the rest of the tournament, but still, we'll improve from this game too. I think we can have the injury assessment that I think we're dealing with. Got it? Mike? They're waiting on me in there. Well, I sure do. Both of them are teams that I would rather have some other teams in the NFL to be playing next week to stay alive, but it's what it is, and we feel we're going to take the positive aspect of it is and go wherever we're going to go unless we fool around here and Philadelphia does something special. I think for this OSR East to really show up pretty good in this playoff.
The Cowboys locker room after the 24-22 win over the Seattle Seahawks, as the Cowboys are winners and they move on to the divisional playoff round against either Los Angeles Rams next Saturday night or New Orleans next Sunday. We have much more live reaction from the Cowboys locker room and Jason Garrett's press conference when we continue from AT&T Stadium in just a moment. More post-game reaction from AT&T Stadium, as that was a huge play right there. The somersault down to the 1-yard line by Dak Prescott on a 3rd and 14 play. Jason Garrett addressing the media right now. Let's go live to that.
On each side of the ball, but it was more than that. It was the other guys. It was the runner, the tight end, the receivers. everybody had to demonstrate physical toughness, and on the same token on the other side on defense, all three levels of defense. And I thought we did that really throughout the ball game. I thought we were able to possess the ball and wear them down over the course of the game. But maybe more importantly, it's the mental toughness to be our best and play with the conviction and the edge that we need to for 60 minutes. And we knew we were going to have success in the game. We had to keep playing. We knew we were going to have some adversity in the game. That's a good football team, really well coached, really good in all areas, some big-time players over there, and they've won a lot of games. And we knew it was going to be a battle. We knew they'd keep coming back. We had to keep coming back. Thought we responded well throughout the ball game and handled it well and did what we needed to do to win it.
Just how big was that final drive, taking as much time as you did off in that last
It was big. It was big. And so much of the physical toughness that we try to instill in our football team is going to show up at the end of the ball game. And that's how you're going to win the fourth quarter, by wearing them out in the first three quarters. And again, that's a good football team. They were physical too. I mean, we scratched and clawed and battled for every inch on both sides of the ball. And ultimately, I do think we wore them down. We were able to control it right at the end of the ball game and do what we needed to do.
You talk about Dak's, not the touchdown run, but the one to the 1 yard line on 3rd and 14.
Yeah, he's just a rare guy. He's a rare guy. His leadership, his toughness, just his way, his spirit. It's like none other. And somehow, some way, he was going to figure this thing out for us. And you said it. We're in that situation at the end of the ball game. It's 3rd and 14. You don't really anticipate making that. Somehow, some way, he was going to find a way to get it done. And I thought he did it throughout the ball game. I thought he was outstanding. Made the big plays when they were there, made a lot of little plays in the game. Didn't really make any critical errors in the game, and obviously showed up, throwing it and running it throughout at the critical moments.
What were your thoughts on Zeke tonight?
He was outstanding. Again, a really good defense, a really good run defense. Hard to run against those guys. Every inch is contested, and he just kept battling. There were some hard, tough runs, some 1 yard runs, some 2 yard runs. 6, 7, 8 guys are hitting him. He just kept coming. He kept coming. You talk about physical toughness, you talk about mental toughness. He embodies that. You talk about a competitive spirit. You talk about a guy who wants it. In the critical moments, boy, he was something else, and made some big plays in the ball game, some big runs, but made a lot of dirty runs. A lot of dirty runs throughout the ball game that showed up at the end of the game for us. He's a big-time football player.
Tavon Austin and Amari Cooper were huge again tonight.
Yeah, Tavon really gave us a shot in the arm, a number of big plays, both in the kicking game, and on offense throughout the game. And Coop came up big time. Again, at the critical moments, after we got the ball at midfield there, to make that big play to get us down in the tight red zone was big for us. And he's a damn good football player. He's done a lot for our team.
Seattle led the league in rushing 160 yards a game. I think they had 73 or so. What'd you guys do to slow them down?
Well, we take great pride in stopping the run too. And, it's about discipline. It's about winning your gap. It's about setting edges. It's about tackling. But it's also about physical and mental toughness. And that's a really important part of our football team. I think we've defended the run really well throughout the year. There are only a couple instances where we didn't feel really good about how we defended the run in a ball game, and we take great pride in doing that. We knew they were going to want to run the football a lot of different ways. Somehow, some way, we had to stop it. We had to be disciplined. We had to be tough. We had to tackle. But we did that throughout the ball game.
This is as good a job as you've done recently, keeping Russell in the pocket when he was throwing.
Yeah, talk about a hell of a player. He's just a great football player, and time and time again, he's so dangerous with the ball in his hands, and you said it, he can beat you from the pocket, but he also can get out and make those plays, and he made them periodically throughout the ball game. When it looked like they were struggling a little bit to get things moving, here he goes. He makes a big throw or buys some time and makes another play down the field. So he's a great football player, a great competitor.
The fact that they didn't have a kicker in the second half, did that change at all your approach, knowing that they had to go for 4 downs or score touchdowns every time?
Not really. We knew that they'd be in 4-down territory. We knew they'd go for 2, so we anticipated those situations. We would have had a decision to make towards the end there about kicking a field goal or making a 4-down territory ourselves, knowing that they would probably have to come back and try to score a touchdown. Thankfully, it didn't come to that for us. But you try your best to anticipate what they may or may not do based on what they have.
Well, we talk every week, it seems like, about Leighton Vander Esch. How much better can he get? Because every game he gets better and better.
Yeah, you know, he's done
Leighton Vander Esch is pretty good himself. A 24-22 win for the Cowboys over the Seattle Seahawks. Jason Garrett live at AT&T Stadium talking about the run game. Cowboys won the run game tonight against the best rushing team in all of football, holding Chris Carson to just 20 yards on 13 carries. Meanwhile, Ezekiel Elliott had 137 yards rushing on 26 carries, also 4 catches for 32 yards. And Zeke talking to the media in the Cowboys locker room.
You know, Seahawks have been a team that, you know, we haven't been able to beat. Me and Dak haven't beat the Seahawks in the regular season, and so just being able to come here at home and get this win and this feels great. You know, I'm excited for this team.
Can you talk about that first half grind? It reminded me of the Saints game because you guys dominated the clock, but you weren't getting the points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, the first half, you know, we were getting some movement. We were moving the ball, some positive plays, but we kept getting hurt by getting penalties. And so that's what we talked about coming out first half and just focus on coming in the second.
What do you think was the biggest play of the game second half? Was that Dak touchdown or maybe your run?
I would say biggest play of the game was not Dak's touchdown, but the one before it, which basically was a touchdown. So, I mean, Dak, he did his thing today, played like a grown man. I'm glad to be his teammate, man. He's a hell of a leader, hell of a player, and I can't wait to go win some more games with this guy.
And finally, can you talk about this crowd and the whiteout and the noise?
Oh, man, crowd did their thing today. Cowboy Nation came out wearing all white. They were loud. They changed the game themselves, and whenever you can have, you know, at home, your fans change the game, it's big, and so I want to thank all of them for, you know, coming out and cheering so hard, and we're going to go get a couple more wins for them.
All right, good luck next week.
What does it mean to deliver a win for this entire region who's been starving for a playoff victory?
It means a lot. I think the last playoff win was, before I was born? But finally got it done. We finally got one, but we're not done.
Is there anything you can compare winning an NFL playoff game to?
Nah, not right now.
How important was this for all the cancer? The Seahawks took the lead.
For the record, the last Cowboys playoff win was 4 years ago in the 2014 season over the Detroit Lions, and it was before Zeke Elliott was born as a Dallas Cowboy, drafted a couple of years later. We do have an injury update from Jerry Jones. You saw Allen Hurns, the Cowboys' veteran wide receiver, suffer a gruesome injury early in the game, an ankle injury, a dislocated ankle is what Jerry says. And Jerry Jones says that Allen Hurns is undergoing surgery at this hour at the hospital. Our thoughts and prayers are with Allen Hurns after suffering that injury in the first half of tonight's 24-22 Cowboys win over the Seattle Seahawks. And we'll have much more post-game coverage from AT&T Stadium. We'll hear from Leighton Vander Esch and talk about that dominant Dallas defensive performance when we come back.
Way to go, Cowboys. Keep driving towards Super Bowl 53.
The Dallas defense keeps Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks offense under control. One way they did it was Jalen Smith spying on Russell Wilson early in the game, knocking down a pass. Russell Wilson for the Seahawks had 233 yards passing in this football game, but the Cowboys keep him under control. A 24-22 win for Dallas over Seattle. Leighton Vander Esch, the rookie, second-team All-Pro linebacker, talking to the media after the game. And the attendance tonight, 94,327 in Arlington. What's it like hearing 94,327 fans howling, Leighton?
Yep. It's pretty neat. I love AT&T Stadium. They definitely help us on game day. Cowboys Nation, there's nothing else like it. And when they're rocking, we're rocking.
This team, you guys have a knack for finishing the game, making the key play of the moments. Where does that come from?
I think it's just their attitude. Just it's not over till it's over. Taking one play at a time, knowing that we got to be on our game every single play.
Leighton, Zeke just said it doesn't matter who the opponent is at this point. He said he's confident with the way you guys are playing. No one wants to see you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, we got to take the same mindset in every single week that our backs are against the wall, not get too far ahead of ourselves. Yeah, we can be confident, but there's a difference. There's a difference between being confident and being overly, I guess you could say, cocky, if you want to use that word. But I mean, we do a pretty good job of bringing ourselves back down. Once we go up, we do a pretty good job of bringing ourselves back down, knowing that we got to start over every single week, and we got to go get it again. Just being in a full attack mode and having that back against the wall mentality.
Leighton Vander Esch unofficially leading the Cowboys in tackles with 9 in tonight's 24-22 win over the Seattle Seahawks. DeMarcus Lawrence, he has not only been big this season rushing the passer, but in run defense as well, as he had 6 tackles in this game. And let's hear from Tank Lawrence now.
Playing our defense. I mean, you know, we know what the stakes are, and everybody came to work today, so.
Steve says at this point, it doesn't matter who you guys face next because nobody wants to see you guys.
It don't matter about what Zeke says. It's all about us going out there and executing. You know, it really doesn't matter who we play. It's all about us.
You guys held the #1 rushing offense in the league to 73 yards tonight. What did you guys? What led you to being effective against them?
We ran and hit. You know, you hit the wheel out of somebody. You hit the, you know, power out of somebody. I mean, they ain't gonna want to run no more. You know, the first time we played him, I feel like he was running the ball harder, you know, faster, stronger, and, you know, we was laying that wood today. So, I mean, you know, hats off to the defense for coming to play.
You know how hard it is to win a playoff game, having been here for so many years. What goes through your mind and how excited are you for that next round?
Yeah, man, I'm just...
And the Cowboys' run defense comes through in a very big way. 73 rushing yards on 24 carries. That's just 3 yards a carry for Seattle in tonight's 24-22. Cowboys win, and much more when we come back in just a moment. Is Jerry Jones ever a happy owner, president, and general manager of his Dallas Cowboys, who have their 3rd playoff win since 1996? Get a load of this, though. How long has it been since the Cowboys won a road playoff game? You have to go back 26 years. The 1992 NFC Championship game on January 17th, 1993, a 30-20 win over the San Francisco 49ers. So long ago, and I was there for that one of my favorite Cowboys games of all time. Cowboys winners tonight over Seattle, 24-22. We've got more from the Cowboys locker room and Cole Beasley.
I think it'll be all right. Just see how it progresses through the week. Hopefully it feels a lot better than it does right now.
What's the key for this team and the way you guys have been able to finish during this great run you guys around?
Just fighting and playing physical to the finish. And, you know, we pride ourselves on playing 4 full quarters, and that's what you have to do to beat teams in this league, and especially the good ones where we're at now. So everybody just did a good job of staying the course and fighting through everything, and kept grinding.
What are your thoughts on Alan Hearns and the injury he went through? I think that's going to be tough for, especially in your position group, a guy you work with every day, to see that.
Yeah, I sent him a text right after the game. He's in good spirits.